Just when you think you've seen it all, you come across clips like this and this. Today's episode is full of shocking and surprising clips. From ghosts to cryptids to conspiracies, expect them all. My name is Steve, this is Classified Captures, but before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at this first clip. What you're looking at is an adjustable hospital bed inside an ICU room. A nurse had been having some strange encounters with this particular bed. Each bed in that unit has a button to call for help, but she started receiving random calls from this specific bed, even though it had not been occupied for some time. It became so frequent and unsettling that one night during her shift, she decided to take out her phone to record what was happening. She wanted to see if she could finally catch whatever was going on, and this is what she recorded. In the middle of the night, around the exact time those calls usually came in, the bed began to move on its own. There was no one in the room. You can hear the mechanical sound as the top part of the bed slowly lifts upward, adjusting itself into a seated position. No one's touched the controls. The nurse was so shocked by this, she later said it now feels like something or someone is still lying in that bed. Perhaps a former patient who never left. What do you think is really going on here? At Acapulco Beach in Mexico, this strange man was caught on camera by one of the beachgoers. He was standing in the water wearing a white cloth loosely wrapped around him. From a distance, it may seem like he was just enjoying a day at the sea, but something about him felt off. His skin was unnaturally white, and he stood completely still as the waves crashed into him from behind. His expression was blank, almost confused or disoriented. His arms were slightly lifted and his eyes were wide open, staring at nothing in particular. At one point, the man began walking slowly out of the water, making his way toward the shore. In another part of the footage, he's seen crawling across the sand very slowly, still with that same eerie, vacant look on his face. Many people who watched the footage found it quite unsettling. His pale skin and bizarre behavior raised all sorts of questions. Some even speculated that he might have been left for dead at sea, only to mysteriously wake up and wash ashore dazed and confused. Of course, others believe it could just be a regular person with very fair skin, perhaps someone who was unwell or having a strange episode. What's strange, though, is that no one around him seemed alarmed. Only the person filming took notice of him. So what do you think? Was this just a man in distress, or could something deeper be going on here? Someone found something strange washed up on the beach, and it immediately grabbed people's attention. The beach itself was covered in thick white foam, and the water had this unusual pale look, almost like there was some kind of chemical or natural reaction happening offshore. That's when this thing came drifting in and landed on the sand. As the person filming got closer, we saw what it was. It's a hammerhead shark, but something about it just doesn't sit right. Part of the shark's head looks like it's been eaten away or decayed, almost like something has been feeding on it, yet the rest of the body appears mostly intact. The iconic hammerhead shape is still recognizable, and the rest of the shark isn't as damaged as you'd expect from something that washed ashore like that. Now, people started asking if this was some kind of zombie shark. Could it have been attacked or still somehow kept swimming until it reached the beach? Or was it already dead and just got swept in? Whatever the case, the state of the water, the strange foam, and this eerie-looking shark made for one creepy discovery. What do you think happened here? A man was settling in for the night when something caught his eye. He walked over to his window and saw this. Standing just a few feet away from his house was a strange figure. He called out, hoping to get some kind of a response, but the person did not move. They just stood there, completely still, facing his home. Feeling uneasy, he grabbed his phone and started recording. As he zoomed in, he could see the figure more clearly. It looked like a woman wearing a long white robe with long black hair that draped over her shoulders, and he wasn't moving at all. The man got so creeped out that he stopped filming and went back to bed, locking his doors. Now, people who've seen this footage are saying this might not be a person at all. Some believe it could be a ghost or an entity pretending to be human. So, would you go outside to check or stay behind the window and pray it disappears?
Puta madre, tanto no socializar, ya me volví compas de estas mamadas, ¿sí? ¿Qué bueno pues, verga? Ahí ni enfoca la putadera, verga, verga. Ahí está, Iri. ¡Ájale! Buenas noches. Chinga de su madre también, sí, a la verga.
This footage was shared from a rural town in Mexico. Some locals spotted what looked like a strange ghostly face in the sky staring down at them. It looked incredibly creepy and didn't resemble any normal cloud formation or smoke pattern. The face had a pale white outline and was visible against the sky, almost as if it had been drawn or projected there. Now, some people are speculating that this could be a drone show or even some sort of hologram projection. But here's the thing, this happened in a quiet rural area where that kind of high-tech display is very unlikely. There's no festival, no event, nothing that would explain something so advanced happening in that place. So, if it wasn't a drone show or some elaborate projection, then what exactly was this face? Where did it come from? And more importantly, why did it appear over that small town? Moving on, what do we have here? Someone shared this eerie footage they recorded while driving home at night. They were on a quiet road when they came across this. There was a creature standing in the middle of the road. It looked humanoid, but it was oddly bent over on all fours. Its limbs were long and disturbingly skinny. It had hair on its head and skin that looked very human. But the strangest part is that it was completely naked. The posture it held felt more animal than human, and that's what left a lot of people unsettled. The footage doesn't appear to be edited or altered in any obvious way, which makes it even more chilling. Now, some people have pointed out that there are medical conditions that can cause a person's body to become extremely contorted. But if that's the case here, why was this person out in the middle of the road like that, and why were they naked? The most popular theory floating about in the paranormal community is that this could be a skinwalker caught in mid-transformation, half animal, half human, but then again, that's just speculation. So what do you think this was? Is the Earth as a whole actually alive? That's the question I found myself asking when I came across this information. Scientists have discovered that the Earth seems to have a heartbeat, a very faint one, but it's there. Every 26 seconds, a subtle pulse is detected. This rhythmic beat isn't something new either. It has been recorded for years, mostly through deep-sea instruments. Experts believe it might be caused by ocean waves crashing against the seafloor, or possibly even connected to volcanic activity deep below the Earth's surface. But here's what makes it even weirder. No one really knows for sure why it happens or what exactly causes it. It's almost like the planet is breathing or gently pulsing as if it's alive in some strange way. So could Earth actually be more than just a rock floating in space? Is it somehow alive on a deeper level beyond the science that we understand? Not everyone believes in the paranormal. Some people are a bit more skeptical and prefer to question the strange things they see, even if they're open to the idea. Now, a homeowner was going over some security footage from their door camera when they noticed something unusual. There was a faint, dark mass floating right outside the doorway. It kept drifting across the frame in this oddly smooth, consistent motion. At first, the homeowner thought it was probably just dust or maybe something on the camera lens, but if you look closely, it doesn't really behave like dust. It moves with purpose, not like something being blown around by the wind. And its shape isn't quite like a bug or any small insect either. So what was that? The homeowner believes this might actually be something paranormal. It didn't behave like any natural object or camera glitch. It looked like it was floating, shifting, and possibly observing.
So what do you think? Trick of the light, or could this be something a little bit more unexplainable?
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. I didn't know there was any other kind.
AI and technological advancement might seem fun and exciting until you start hearing stories like this. This woman came forward sharing some seriously terrifying information she uncovered after years of research. According to her, a top robotics company in Japan had developed 4 advanced robots, but something went wrong. She claimed that these robots went rogue and ended up killing 29 people. The lab managed to shut down 2 of the robots, but one did something truly disturbing. It connected itself to a satellite to download data on how to repair and rebuild itself. Now here's the strange part. This story never made it to any major news outlet. There are no official reports or headlines about it anywhere. That's what makes people skeptical, but also what makes the story even more chilling. Because, well, let's be honest, with all the military applications of AI and robotics today, is this really that far-fetched? We've already seen how advanced machines can become. The idea that something could go wrong isn't science fiction anymore, it's a real possibility. So whether this story is true or not, it raises one important question. Are we pushing technology too far?
The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before. And this next sentence, this is a quote. I'm writing this down. I've been doing this for years. This is serious, Linda, but you're never going to hear about this in the news.
A gamer took to the internet to share some very strange things that have been happening in his house. Take a look at this. In the first clip, he walks into his room and heads towards his desk, only to notice that his gaming chair is rotating on its own. He walks up to it, turns the chair back to face the desk, making sure it's still. Then he steps back, still filming, and within moments the chair begins to rotate again. The movement is not random at all, it's slow, steady, and deliberate. Now, before you say it's just a loose chair spinning from leftover motion, look at what happened next. He hears a noise coming from the kitchen and walks over there, still recording. And right at that very moment, one of the knives from the rack suddenly ejects on its own and falls straight to the floor. That's not something a house just does. How do you explain that? In another clip, he's back at his desk gaming when a small bottle of vodka sitting quietly on the table begins to move. No one touches it, but it shifts all by itself. These clips don't feel like basic tricks. If these were fake, he would have put a lot more effort into it and precision to pull it off, but the timing alone is too perfect. I went through the comments section of the post and saw this comment. Not sure how the person knows this, but perhaps he knows the poster. But what do you guys think? Do you think a mom will haunt her son's house to get him to stop drinking? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments section. A security guard was doing his usual night shift, casually monitoring the cameras on the property when he saw something that left him completely stunned. On the screen, someone, or maybe something, walked right up to the gate, but instead of opening it or finding a way around, this figure did something eerie. It walked straight through the gate, and that wasn't all. The figure appeared to be glowing. Beams of light pulsed from its body as it continued walking deeper into the property. The guard could not believe what he was seeing. There was no logical explanation. He rewound the footage, hoping it missed something, but each time the thing played out. This glowing figure was phasing through a locked gate and calmly walking across the grounds like it belonged there. He was so shaken that he decided to post the footage online, hoping someone out there could make sense of it. So what do you think? Some strange footage has resurfaced, and it's stirring up all kinds of wild theories, especially the one that claims that the beloved Elvis Presley might have been a reptilian. Let's take a closer look and break it down together. This was an old black and white video showing Elvis receiving an award. A young girl is beside him and he graciously leans down to kiss her on the cheek. Everything seems normal at first, until it doesn't. Watch closely as he bends in. Something about his face starts to shift. The young girl's expression suddenly changes. She doesn't look happy or flattered. She looks confused, maybe even a little frightened. That's when you begin to notice it too. Elvis's face seems to glitch. It begins to distort ever so slightly, like it's melting. Even the man standing nearby seems to notice something is off. Then, right on cue, another man walks into frame trying to block the camera's view of Elvis's face. One of Elvis's eyes appears to droop unnaturally. The new man pulls out a handkerchief and dabs his face, trying to play it off like Elvis is just sweating. But let's be honest, it doesn't look like sweat. It looks like something else entirely. A hole appears beneath his eye, and the man tries to act normal. We all know Hollywood is full of secrets and strange things, and with footage like this paired with the ongoing reptilian theories, well, maybe it could be true. So what do you think? Was this just a weird camera glitch, or did the king of rock and roll reveal something much deeper on live TV?
Man, I bet the people around him at that particular point in time were all shook up, baby.
What you're looking at is a chilling scene that took place near a body of water. A rescue team was on site retrieving the body of a young girl who had drowned. It was a tragic moment. But let's take a closer look. Just off to the side in the water, there's another girl. She's soaking wet, standing still and watching the entire operation unfold. At first, it might look like a bystander, maybe even someone who helped call for help, but here's the shocking part. This girl was confirmed by the family to be the same one who had drowned. That's right. Her body was being pulled from the water, yet this soaking figure identical to her was already standing nearby watching the scene. The person who filmed this footage was shaken by what they saw. Viewers believe it wasn't just another girl, it was her spirit. Even in the afterlife, she stood and watched her own body being recovered, as if she hadn't yet moved on and needed to witness the end herself. So, do ghosts hang around for a bit, or are they never really gone at all? Someone out on a walk in the woods came across something strange. At first, it looked like just another tree, but when they got closer, they noticed something bizarre. This tree had a large opening in its trunk, and it was moving, expanding, and collapsing steadily, just like a person breathing in and out. The person who found it recorded the whole thing, and as the footage zooms in, you can clearly see the trunk pulsing in and out. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't an animal stuck inside. It was the tree itself moving in a rhythm that mimics human breath. Now, there are possible scientific explanations. Some say it could be the movement of roots shifting underground or changes in air pressure within the hollow trunk. Others think it's just the wind pushing the tree in a way that makes it seem alive. But many people who've seen the video aren't convinced. It doesn't just look like random movement, it looks deliberate and alive. So is this some strange natural phenomenon, or did someone stumble upon a breathing tree? A woman was home alone when she suddenly heard some shuffling and banging sounds coming from downstairs, especially in the kitchen. Curious and a little on edge, she cautiously made her way down to check what was going on. As she stepped into the kitchen, she was met with a chilling sight. Every cabinet and drawer was wide open, not just cracked open, but completely pulled out like someone had been rummaging through them in a hurry, and yet no one was in the house. Trying to make sense of it, she walked into the dining area. That's when things got even weirder. The chairs around the dining table weren't just pulled out, they were all turned completely away from the table, like something had deliberately arranged them to face outward. Now, you gotta admit that's a bit strange. Could this be the work of a ghost, some unseen presence just messing with her? Or was this something else? Some skeptics online have suggested that the whole setup looks a bit staged, but then again, if you're trying to fake it, would you go through the trouble of making it this subtle and creepy instead of going all out? What do you think?
This is what I find. I mean, I'm not scared, but I am officially freaked out. All of the doors are open. Didn't hear this kind of noise. I heard like shuffling. Like somebody was in here walking or something. And then I come in here, and the chairs are by the table but turned the other way. I mean, what the f***?
Take a good look at this scene. There's a bench in front of the wall, and at first nothing seems off. There's no one sitting on the bench. The only thing in sight is a bag on the ground at the foot of the bench. But now, focus on the wall behind it. That's where things get strange. Cast against the wall is the shadow of the bench, but not just the bench. There's a shadow of a person sitting on it, a full human figure seated in it. But in reality, there's no one there. Some might say it's a trick of the light or a glitch in the angle, but let's be honest, that shadow is too distinct to ignore. It lines up with the bench and you can see where a head and shoulders would be. The bag on the ground doesn't explain the seated figure. Could this be a ghost? Spirits are said to manifest in many subtle forms, and shadows are one of them. They don't always show themselves in the flesh, but they leave traces just like this. Whatever it is, the witness who spotted this was paying attention. Most people would have walked right past without noticing a thing. I came across a website that left me feeling genuinely unsettled. It's called planecrash.com, and it's one of the most haunting places I've ever explored online. This site documents the final moments of passengers and crew members from flights that ended in tragedy. It includes transcripts of last words, distress calls, and chilling recordings often taking place from black boxes, cockpit voice recorders, air traffic control, and communications. Some of these entries reveal people's final goodbyes, others contain desperate pleas, confusion, or eerie calm right before impact. These are not dramatizations or fictional scripts, these are real voices. Just reading through them pulls you into a space that feels too close to the edge of something you can't quite comprehend. You can almost feel the fear, the sadness, and the humanity in every line. The site even archives major crashes and breaks them down in disturbing detail, showing timelines, events leading up to the incident, and emotional accounts of what was said or heard in the final seconds. It's not for the faint of heart. If you do visit, be warned. You won't look at flying the same way again. Someone recently shared what might be one of the clearest images of Bigfoot we've seen in a long time. The creature was walking through a wooded mountainous terrain, and the person who captured the image was right behind it. So close, you could make out solid details. This isn't your usual blurry forest photograph. What we're looking at is a massive black-furred primate. Its build is powerful, with broad shoulders and limbs that show off its strength. The arms are long, the gait is natural, and there's no sign of a costume or anything artificial. It looks real. To make things even more interesting, the image was run through an AI detection tool and it came out clean. No signs of digital tampering, AI generation, or manipulation. This image has the internet buzzing once again. Could this be the proof people have been waiting for? Is this the best look we've gotten at Bigfoot yet? What do you think? A man has just tucked his son into bed for the night and was casually checking the baby monitor when something strange caught his eye. There, in the quiet nursery, a tiny orb of light appeared, floating gently above the crib. It moved slowly back and forth, almost as if it were watching the child. The man stared in confusion. He rolled out car headlights or light flares from the room. There was nothing that could explain the way this orb behaved. It wasn't flashing randomly or coming from a specific angle. He kept watching, half expecting it to disappear any second, but for a while it just hovered. Strangely enough, the baby slept through it all. By morning, the baby was fine. There was no sign of anything wrong. So what exactly was that floating orb? Could it have been a guardian angel? Some say orbs are signs of protection. Others believe they could be spiritual beings or energy caught on camera that we can't fully explain. What do you think this could have been?
What?
Someone came across this massive insect, and honestly, just look at it. It has huge patterned wings and these giant claw-like mandibles coming right out of its head. What's even more surprising is that the person picked it up. You'd think that this thing would sting or bite, but it turns out it doesn't. This insect is known as a Dobson fly, and while it looks like it belongs in a monster movie, it's not as dangerous as it seems. The large jaws, especially on the males, are mostly for show and for mating. They're not strong enough to harm humans. Dobson flies are usually found near streams or rivers, and they only live for a few days as adults. In that short time, they don't eat. They spend most of their lives underwater as larvae known as hellgrammites, which are actually used as fishing bait. So next time you see one of these flying beasts, know that it's not there to hurt you. It's just a short-lived prehistoric-looking insect trying to survive or maybe impress a mate. Remember when the internet went wild after China revealed their tiny robotic mosquito drone? This was just the beginning. Scientists are pushing the limits even further now. Researchers from Beijing have developed what they claim is the world's lightest brain chip. And here's the crazy part. They've managed to implant it on bees to turn them into remote-controlled flying drones. Yup, real bees. The device is strapped onto the back of a bee, and it uses 3 tiny needles that pierce into the bee's brain. These needles send electromagnetic pulses that guide the bee's flight, and this has been proven effective by 90%. Now, why would anyone want to control a bee like that? According to the scientists, these mind-controlled bees could be used as military scouts flying into areas undetected. It sounds like science fiction, but it's very real. The idea of living creatures being turned into cyborg drones is both fascinating and a little terrifying. Who knows where this technology is heading?
Personally, if you ask me, I think the people that do this sort of stuff are evil. Sticking a little mind-controlled device on a tiny little soul and sticking needles into its body. Nah, man. When are we ever gonna be in a situation where we learn that mind control, any kind of control and manipulation when it's used for pure evil, is never gonna work for us as a human race? Religion, war, it's all the same thing at the end of the day, and all of this stuff is just being used for that exact purpose. Love, man, that's the only power and the only control and the only manipulation we should ever use. So fuck these guys.
Sometimes when you're sitting alone in your room and you detect movement, like something just moved in your peripheral vision, but then you turn to look and nothing is there. Have you ever had that? Well, a man had this exact experience, only this time he did see something and he even caught it on camera. He was watching TV late at night when he noticed movement from the corner of the room. Curious, he turned to look. At first he thought it was nothing but the shelf in the corner, but then he saw it. Right behind the shelf was a faint, dark shape. It was subtle, almost like a shadow, but the longer he stared, the clearer it became. It looked like the back of a human head, but what made it even creepier was that the figure was slowly moving its head back and forth, just like someone gently banging their forehead on the wall. And once you spot it, you can't unsee it. He was so stunned by what he captured that he shared it online, and ever since then, people have been freaking out over the footage. Some say it's a classic case of a residual ghost. They replay a moment from the past over and over, like a recording stuck on loop. But what's strange is that the man said he had never seen anything like this before in his home, not once. So what do you think is going on here? A ghost stuck in time, reliving its final moments, or is there something else hiding in the shadows of that room? Someone recently shared footage of a strange creature spotted out in the field. The footage was taken in low light, so it's hard to make out all the details clearly, but what we can see is still chilling. The figure looks tall with wings that resemble those of a giant bat, its silhouette in the scene, and its head seems oddly shaped. Many online are speculating that this could be a sighting of the Mothman, the legendary winged creature said to be an omen of disaster. But skeptics are not convinced. They believe this could be nothing more than AI-generated footage. With how realistic some of these generated videos are becoming, it's getting harder to tell what's real and what's not. Still, the way this creature appears, especially in that dim lighting, gives it an unshakable presence. What do you think it is? Let's take a moment to analyze this footage. In the clip, a woman is handed this strange ape-like creature. It looks like just another exotic animal, but then you notice something very unsettling: its face. The creature's face looks uncannily human, not just any human either. It resembles an old man. The face is completely hairless, with sagging skin, deep-set eyes, and even a white beard. Meanwhile, the rest of its body is covered in thick ape-like fur. The contrast is just bizarre. Now here's the weird part. The woman holding it is smiling, acting like this is completely normal. But don't be fooled. There's nothing normal about this creature. Why does it have the face of a human on the body of an ape? How is that even possible? Some believe this could be a genetically altered animal or something out of a lab experiment, but the most likely theory is that it's AI-generated footage. The uncanny realism mixed with subtle distortions is something we've come associated with advanced AI tools. But then again, we've seen a lot of strange things on the internet lately, so now I have to ask, what do you think? Is this just another AI trick, or are we seeing real footage?
There you go! Don't drop her, whatever you do! If you do drop her, just catch her on the first bounce, please.
A homeowner has been hearing some very concerning poltergeist activity in his house. In this clip, we start in the kitchen area. Out of nowhere, one of the cabinets swings open and several items are thrown out, as if by an invisible force. Then, just outside the kitchen, we hear a door open and a loud crashing sound. The homeowner, now alarmed, walks over with his phone to check out what's going on. When he gets to the scene, we can clearly see that some of the objects are scattered on the floor. In the room, a painting near the door has fallen down. Whatever this is, something was definitely inside the house causing a mess. This photo was taken of the previous pope, and at first it seems ordinary. He's standing near a pool of water, and you can see his reflection. But look closely, just beside his reflection there appears to be another figure. This second reflection doesn't match the pope. It looks like a dark figure wearing a black robe, a stark contrast to the pope's white garments. The figure seems to be standing beside him, yet it doesn't appear in the actual frame, only in the water. So what exactly are we looking at? Many people believe this mysterious reflection could be some kind of entity, possibly even a demonic presence. Some speculate it's a spiritual opposition or a darker presence following him closely. Whether for good or bad, no one can say for sure. There have long been theories surrounding the papacy. Some say the Pope is a holy man doing the best he can. Others believe he may not be who he appears to be, calling him a wolf in sheep's clothing. And now with this eerie image, even more questions are being raised. What does this dark figure in the reflection mean? Is it a coincidence or something more? This clip comes from the popular game show family Feud, hosted by Steve Harvey. Let's just say it hasn't aged well, and not because of the joke made during the show, but because of what would happen years later. During this 2019 episode, one of the male contestants made a light-hearted jab saying he regretted saying yes at his wedding. The audience laughed, Steve laughed, and it was just another funny TV moment, or so it seemed. Fast forward to 2023, things took a dark turn. That same man's ex-wife was found shot dead in her home in Illinois. By then, the couple had gone through a rough divorce and were locked in a heated custody battle over their children. Reports say the man, Tim, had changed drastically, both in appearance and mentally. He had become withdrawn and unpredictable. Eventually, he tracked down his ex-wife and shot her in her home. Tim was found shortly after and later sentenced to life in prison. Now, watching that old Family Feud clip gives a very different feeling. What started as a bad joke is now tied to a heartbreaking reality.
Pete, what's the biggest mistake you made at your wedding?
Honey, I love you, but said I do. Not my mistake. Not my mistake. I love my wife.
An anonymous person shared this creepy footage online after a strange experience in their home. They said they'd been hearing odd noises coming from the bathroom late at night. At first, they ignored it, but the sounds kept coming back, so they decided to go check it out, and that's when things got weird. As they walked into the bathroom with their phone camera rolling, they noticed something crawling in the sink. But just as they got closer, it vanished right back into the sink. Gone. The only thing left behind was a strange black residue smeared inside the sink. It looked thick and sticky, almost like tar. Now, here's the chilling part. When you watch the footage again closely, right before the thing disappears, there's a brief moment when you can see something that looks like a long tail sticking out. It's subtle, but it's there. And then you hear this strange sound, almost like a hiss or a suction noise, and it's gone. So the question is, what exactly was that thing? Where did it come from? A man out in Illinois was just out hunting in a wooded area when he suddenly got this strange, uneasy feeling like something was watching him. He stopped and slowly turned around, scanning the trees and brush around him, and that's when he noticed it. Behind one of the thick tree trunks was this massive, alien-like creature peeking out. It looked to be nearly 9 feet tall, towering above the undergrowth. Its body seemed almost too big to be hiding there, but somehow it blended right in. Until he spotted it. But it didn't stop there. A few steps away behind another tree, he saw something else. This one had a strange round head. The head was just sticking out above a broken tree watching him. The way it stayed so still while its head peeked out gave him chills. We all know what these creatures are. Bigfoot, unless the round-headed one is another species of Bigfoot since they mostly have a domed head. What do you think? In some parts of Africa, voodoo practices are still very common, and every now and then, strange images or videos surface that leave people completely baffled. Take this one, for example. It shows a man standing at the side of the road, but what catches everyone's attention is his leg, or rather, what's left of it. One of his legs appears to have transformed into the leg of a goat, not just a costume or paint, an actual goat leg with fur and hooves. There was a similar video that went viral showing a man with both legs looking like goat legs. According to the story going around, he was cursed by voodoo. Sounds wild, right? But is that what really happened? Let's talk about the image. It looks pretty convincing. If this was faked, then whoever pulled it off must have gone the extra mile. But not everyone believes it's real. Some skeptics suggest it's all just a hoax. One theory is that the man may not have had a leg at all, and he's using carefully crafted prosthetics or a cleverly edited goat leg to fill in the gap. Others believe he may have tied his legs behind his thighs and created the illusion that attached goat legs were at his knees. With today's technology, even phone editors can pull things off like this that look pretty real to the eye. Still, for people who are deeply connected to the traditions and spiritual beliefs of their communities, voodoo isn't something to joke about. Curses and transformations are taken seriously. So what do you think? Is this a case of real voodoo at work or just a hoax? After all the anticipation surrounding alien revelations and the UFO investigations, NASA finally stepped forward, but instead of the groundbreaking announcement people were hoping for, what they said left many feeling disappointed. According to them, the UAPs that have been captured on camera and discussed so widely have no confirmed connection to extraterrestrial origins, not even a hint. They stated these sightings could be anything from man-made objects to natural atmospheric events, but definitely not aliens. To dig deeper, they've now appointed a few individuals to further investigate these claims. So now the big question is, what is really going on? A lot of people aren't buying this explanation. Some believe it's just a strategic cover-up. There is more going on, but we're simply not being told the full story. Maybe they know something they're not ready to share. What do you think? Is this NASA playing safe, or is there really something they're keeping hidden from us?
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin, but we don't know what these UAP are.
In Mexico, there's a unique sport known as the underwater helmet walk. It's a fun activity where people wear large helmets that cover their entire heads and go all the way down to their shoulders. With the help of trained divers, participants are guided underwater to explore and admire sea life up close. In this particular instance, two women were at the front of a long line of people doing the underwater walk. Everything was going smoothly until the second woman suddenly flipped upside down. As she was flipped, her helmet shifted and slipped off her neck. Thankfully, the divers were quick to respond. They rushed over to help her, guiding her back upright and making sure she was okay. While this sport is generally very safe and enjoyable, it does require participants to stay upright. In this case, the woman had been flipped over by a strong burst of air that shot up from the sea floor. It was an unfortunate and unexpected event, but she was lucky the team acted fast. So yes, underwater helmet walking is exciting and fun, but like any water-based activity, things can get a little unpredictable. Always stay alert and trust the professionals guiding the way. In Cambodia, we have what is considered the world's largest temple, Angkor Wat. But recently, something fascinating was discovered beneath its ancient stone structure. Using laser scanning technology, researchers conducted a detailed survey of the temple, and what they found shocked many. Beneath Angkor Wat, there appears to be a massive hidden chamber. Inside that chamber are strange geometric patterns and structural designs that don't look random at all. Some of these formations resemble giant stone-built circuits. This has led some to believe that the site may not have been just a temple for worship. According to a few alternative researchers and theorists, Angkor Wat might have been part of a massive energy system, possibly used by an ancient advanced civilization. One theory even proposes that these circuits beneath the temple powered some kind of energy engine that allowed these ancient people to travel great distances across the earth, or perhaps even beyond it. So what do you think? Was it truly just a temple, or was it a technological marvel built by a civilization far more advanced than we ever imagined? In this next footage, we have an image that was shared by a lady online. The image was captured on a camera that was set in a children's room. She believes it captured a spirit attempting to communicate with her 2-year-old granddaughter and 7-month-old grandson. The footage starts off innocently with the supposed spirit engaging the 2-year-old. The engagement eats into the night amidst laughter and conversation. However, things take a turn when the child, perhaps feeling uneasy, tells the spirit to go away. Despite this plea, the spirit persisted, prompting the family to explore various methods to address the inexplicable occurrences. They were asked to employ some methods such as burning nettle salt and Palo Santo, traditionally believed to ward off negative energies, and that proved to be unsuccessful. Although the encounters were unsettling, it feels like the spirit might be trying to share a message rather than having harmful intentions. At least that's what Aaron hypothesized. What about you? Talking of Sasquatch, this is a recording of the said creature, and the audio was recorded back in 1983. The audio promises to give you goosebumps, much like the legendary Sierra sounds. The Sierra sounds, in particular, are known for purportedly capturing a series of vocalizations, grunts, and howls that some believe to be evidence of Sasquatch communication. Skeptics often question the authenticity of such recordings, considering alternative explanations like natural animal sounds, hoaxes, or misinterpretations. What's your take on these supposed spine-chilling Sasquatch recordings? A genuine encounter with the elusive creature, or maybe just a cleverly crafted piece of audio to keep the folklore alive? Final Spark, a new and innovative company from Switzerland, has created a groundbreaking technology called Neuroplatform. This new system is like a living computer, using 16 tiny brains made from human tissue. It represents a big leap forward in artificial intelligence and computing. Neuroplatform is designed to make AI research much more efficient. Unlike regular computed processors, these tiny brains use far less energy. This means Neuroplatform can perform complex tasks without consuming as much power, making it a more environmentally friendly option. The impact on our planet could be significant. By using less energy, Neuroplatform can help reduce carbon emissions, contributing to a cleaner and greener future. Since Neuroplatform processes information similarly to the human brain, it could lead to smarter and more adaptable AI systems. Fascinating, don't you think? Construction workers often encounter strange and unexpected things while excavating land with their machines. Here's a particularly eerie find from one such dig. While using an excavator, the machine struck something solid. Curious, the workers went down to investigate, and this is what they discovered: a wooden box that resembles a coffin partially buried and stuck in the ground. The lid is slightly ajar, but the contents are obscured by sand and hardened mud, making it impossible to see what's inside. It's a chilling sight, stirring the imagination with thoughts of what could be within. What do you think could be in that box? Our next footage comes all the way from China. As you can see, a line of glowing orbs regenerates as it moves forward. No one can say with certainty what they are, but these glowing orbs could be attributed to human-made gadgets or items such as drones equipped with lights or some other equipment with lights. In recent years, drone light shows have become increasingly popular for entertainment purposes, creating stunning visual spectacles in the night sky. However, considering the mysterious nature of the phenomenon and its peculiar characteristics, it's understandable that some may speculate about extraterrestrial origins. Reports of unidentified flying objects often involve descriptions of glowing orbs or lights in the sky, leading to speculation about possible alien activity. This footage does fit the bill, but something about it tells me it might be a human invention. What do you guys see when you look at it? In this next one, we have a bird frozen mid-air. You know what? Let me just show it to you. Yup, that's it. Strange, huh? While some might rush to explain such occurrences with scientific and logical reasoning, I believe that these things have become too regular to explain them. And how on earth are you going to explain this? It has to be either it's the aliens or we live in a simulation and there are really glitches happening everywhere. What do you think? A few years ago, a video from Japan went viral. It showed a beam of light stretching from the sky to the earth, lighting up the entire night. The light lasted for a while, growing brighter and brighter until the video abruptly ended. When this footage was shared, it sparked a massive online frenzy with countless people speculating about what it could be. You can imagine the wild conspiracies that emerged. Some people thought it was a sign of aliens, others linked it to Project Bluebeam, a supposed secret government operation, and many more ideas were thrown around. However, one member of the paranormal community pointed out that the truth behind the video was much simpler. According to this insider, the footage was edited and the person responsible had admitted to the fabrication. Despite the clarification, the video had already caught attention. What do you think, though? Do you believe the explanation, or do you think there might be more to the story? As always, share your thoughts in the comments section. How can today's episode be complete without multiple UFO clips in it? This footage was shared on the internet without any info about its location. The person filming was walking home one night when he noticed something flying above one of the houses in the neighborhood. It was a craft, and the lights on the craft defined its round shape. It looked like this craft was landing on the house. Considering the size, this looks too big to be some type of drone, and the hovering motion and silent operation seem beyond current drone technology. Some viewers speculated it might be an experimental military craft, while others firmly believed it was extraterrestrial. If you would have an open mind, you would realize this isn't too different from what we saw earlier. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Do you think these clips are related? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Now, this is one hideous-looking creature. It's got that chameleon vibe, hasn't it? But there's something about it that's not quite typical about lizards. As much as I'd love to experiment, I'd love for something like this to exist, it just doesn't seem that real. Something about it screams CGI. It's either that or a fantastic beast decided to make a grand entrance into our reality. The creature's unusual appearance raises eyebrows, and you're not alone in thinking it might be a computer-generated creation. With the advancement of technology, it's becoming increasingly challenging to distinguish between what's real and what's digitally crafted. Which do you think it is? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. In the middle of the ocean near Key West, Florida, a group of men noticed these strange cloud formations in the sky. They were round clouds.
Bro, look at these clouds. What is going on? What is that?
But look over there, there's a circle one that's the actual cloud. Yeah.
While the mystery surrounding these atmospheric anomalies sparks a variety of speculations, such as portals or even cloaked UFOs, the phenomenon in question is commonly referred to as hole punch clouds. Hole punch clouds are fascinating meteorological occurrences that arise under specific conditions. These clouds, officially known as fall streak holes, form when supercooled water droplets in a cloud rapidly freeze due to the introduction of ice crystals. This process leads to the creation of a void or hole in the cloud, surrounded by an intriguing ring of ice crystals. The science behind hole punch clouds is intriguing, but understandably, these atmospheric oddities can give rise to imaginative interpretations. So if you come across a mysterious opening in the clouds, it's likely just a quirky display of nature's frosty handiwork rather than a portal to another dimension. Either that, or you may want to prepare for the apocalypse.
It's like a missing puzzle piece or something.
What is going on here? Look at these clouds.
You know what? Before you conclude, take a look at this one too.
I don't know. No, that's not a fun. I will be hiding because that's the size of a shoe.
In our digging, we came across this footage that's also apparently from Nevada, Las Vegas, to be precise. In the clip, we see something move at great speed in the sky. Looking at it, it looks like a spaceship. Before you disregard this video as another hoax, take a look at the other elements in the clip. We got a police car on the left, and the clip seems to have come from a police body cam. This adds a level of authenticity to the whole thing. Many comments on the original post were like this. The individuals that have been blurred out of the clip apparently reported to the police first about strange things happening and an alien possibly being around. In the world I live in, you may have received a warning from the police because that's just ridiculous, but these guys actually listened. This has earned the praise of the online community. Question now on everyone's mind is, what was that? If they are aliens, why are they in Nevada? Are they in bed with the government? Or do we have something they want, something we took from them? Share your thoughts in the comments section. A group of men were on a hiking expedition in a dense forest when they came across. We kick off today's episode with something rather alien. This clip was sent in from Miami a few weeks ago, and naturally, we have been trying to break it down and understand it. In the clip, we see an orange light in the sky, surrounded by lots of clouds. Right off the bat, if you're into UFOs and love things alien, you might suspect this is one. That's one of the easiest ways to explain sights like this. A number of individuals who saw the post stated that they have had similar experiences in other states and places. The user, for instance, stated his or her dad saw something similar around the same time the original post was made. The difference, however, is that they saw theirs in San Antonio. There's no way to verify this, so we'll have to take it with a grain of salt. A number of individuals who saw the post also believed it was real. Take these comments, for instance. While many thought this was really an alien ship sighting, a number of individuals thought otherwise. They believed there had to be a logical explanation for the whole thing. This user, for instance, argued it might be a drone, but that's pretty high, and I'm not sure we have a lot of drones that can get so high and be fitted with strong and powerful lights. A number of individuals also thought it might be a rocket launch. One user, however, pointed out that we might be dealing with a helicopter instead. I can see why and how each of these individuals came to their conclusions. Without more evidence, however, it's difficult to state who is right. What do you guys personally think of the clip? We'd like to hear your thoughts. Alrighty then, buckle up for a trip to Antarctica. Feast your eyes on this footage. It's a curious sight to behold, isn't it? It's not every day you capture a strange cave nestled in the icy walls. Naturally, there are a lot of theories on what this one is and what it could be. One theory posits the possibility of an alien base hidden beneath the icy surface of Antarctica. The notion of extraterrestrial presence in remote and desolate locations has been a recurring theme in conspiracy theories and speculative discussions about unidentified phenomena. On the flip side, another idea proposes that the structure could be a secret facility, possibly linked to government or military activities. Antarctica, due to its tough conditions and isolated position, has always intrigued different nations, sparking guesses about undisclosed operations happening there. Some say the Nazis occupy the place, whilst others think the governments of the world have a joint secret project ongoing there. But what about you guys? What do you think could be going on in that icy land? Share your theories with us in the comment section. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a Sasquatch after you now, would you? The middle of the ocean can be a spooky place, and this next clip proves that.
Jesus Christ. Fuck, everything's going off.
We're introduced to a boat acting up, with its lights flickering and controls going haywire. Even the alarms aren't left out, and the whole thing creates a chaotic scene. To heighten the suspense, the boat runs out of fuel, increasing the feeling of vulnerability in the open sea. Suddenly, a loud sound cuts through the air, prompting the person recording to rush out onto the deck.
Like there's a fucking poltergeist or some shit in here. Oh! Oh, no.
And just as quickly as the chaos erupted, everything stopped and calm was restored. An eerie question lingers. What just happened, and why is it all of a sudden quiet? The ocean is beautiful, yes, but it's also very treacherous and mysterious. What would you have done in this situation? Does any of you have any experience? Please, by all means, do share. I know many of you watching today's episode may have heard of Area 51 and seen it a lot in alien movies and documentaries. But did you know there's an actual US base in Nevada called Area 51? If you didn't know, Area 51 is a highly classified United States Air Force facility located in the southern portion of Nevada, USA. Officially known as Groom Lake, it's situated within the Nevada Test and Training Range and is part of the larger Nellis Air Force Base Complex. The area's exact purpose and activities are classified, which has led to many theories you may have heard concerning aliens. Take a look at this clip, for instance.
No, they're still there. I'm getting it.
There appears to be what looks like a set of lights that just disappear in the clouds. The man recording the clip can be heard saying they are still there. This is because he believed he had seen an alien spaceship, and just before he could stop recording, it started to go invisible until it was barely visible. The only thing he could catch on his camera was the lights in the clip before everything went away. He believes the craft is camouflaged in some way, but still up there. I know clips like this are hard to believe, but this man and his clip wouldn't be the first strange thing to come out of Area 51. It's even surprising that he was able to post this without going missing, because that's something that's been known to happen to whistleblowers. But do share your thoughts with me in the comments section.
No, they're still there. I'm getting it.
Humans have always desired and been fascinated with the supernatural. In many cultures, including ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome, there were beliefs in the existence of individuals who possessed magical powers both for good and evil. Practices such as necromancy, communication with the dead, and divination, foretelling the future, and curses were often associated with black magic. While times have changed, it looks like the fascination with the supernatural didn't stop there. No, somehow some have allegedly found a way to integrate it into technology.
Able to simply receive a photo of someone's face and treat them of diseases with this?
Yes. Now, to be clear, this is not Newtonian physics. This is a new branch of physics. I work with people around the world by way of an emailed photograph. My photograph has a signature or a force field attached to it. If I were to place my photograph inside this instrument, the instrument would understand my force field and direct energy into my force field. Now, it's not a biological process. It's an energetic process working through the different dimension of scalar energy. It's not electromagnetic energy.
The man on your screen is an example. He actually believes he's able to cure individuals just by using their image. He, however, attributes it to science and throws around words like quantum and physics, which makes it seem like he knows what he's talking about. He also talks about scalar energy and bilocation, which he associates, which according to him are essential for what he does. According to him, his predecessor worked with the Apollo 11 team using just their images. I did some digging around on the Apollo bit and didn't find any information, but just imagine such technology was real. The applications are endless. We could hear people in all sorts of remote places without being there. It'll change the medical industry for good. Unfortunately, not many are buying what the man is selling. They believe he's just misleading people. Take a look at these comments. Despite the negative comments, there are some who believe this is real and defending the post. While my natural mind may be tempted to dispel this, we live in a very mysterious world we have yet to understand. Perhaps this is an actual possibility, but do tell me what you think.
My predecessor was working with the Apollo 11 astronauts. That photograph may have been a few months old, but it still reported the exact biorhythms of the astronauts while they are on the moon, 250,000 miles away.
This little child was at an aquarium alone, and like all children do, the child was innocently waving at a tank, expecting to see some friendly fish. But what appeared was far from friendly. It was a hideous creature with a massive frog-like hand, and it pressed itself against the glass. It had pale skin and a hairless head. Its eyes were almost otherworldly, and as it turned to look at the person filming, its eyes glowed before swimming away. And wait, why am I narrating as though you guys can't see the action for yourself? What do you guys make of it? Could this be a real-life mermaid or a siren? Aquariums typically showcase marine life with the intention of educating and entertaining visitors. I doubt they'd put in something like this. Aaron believes it's a siren that may have come to the aquarium to retrieve something. Personally, I think that's a bit of a stretch, but who knows? Perhaps that's exactly what the sirens want us to think. The next one comes from Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Transformer. Yep. Wow. That is crazy.
It starts off with a fiery display from a distance. One initial consideration is the possibility of a faulty transformer, but this looked nothing like that. Others also thought it was perhaps a fire outbreak, but there was also no reports of a fire. A possible explanation might be a natural event like a meteor entering Earth's atmosphere and creating that bright, fiery display. Meteors can produce vivid streaks of light, often known as shooting stars of fireballs. But could this really be a meteor? Or is it that it's just a sorry excuse to keep us from discovering what it truly is? If there are experts here, we'd love to hear from you. A woman walked up to her sink to wash her hands, and what she encountered was simply startling. There, nestled in the sink, was an animal with its eyes peeking out. At first glance, it looked like it could be a snake or a frog. Given that sinks are connected to sewers where all sorts of creatures lurk, this mysterious visitor could be anything. Imagine the surprise and unease of finding an unexpected guest emerging from the plumbing. The sewers are home to a wide array of animals, from frogs to snakes and even rats. Our plumbing is usually engineered in a way to prevent these things from making their way to the pipes, but there are times when we are surprised, like Our Lady in the clip. What do you think that what she encountered could be? A harmless frog seeking refuge, or something more sinister lurking in the depths of the sewer system? Share your thoughts and theories. At Logan Canyon in Utah, some people captured footage of what they believed might be a Bigfoot. The creature appeared dark, probably due to its fur, and was both huge and muscular. To validate their claim, they made another recording from the same distance and location, this time featuring a 6-foot-tall man weighing about 220 pounds. When comparing both footage, it was evident that the creature was significantly larger and taller than the man. The footage has stirred quite a bit of excitement among Bigfoot enthusiasts and researchers. The creature's massive build and the fluidity of its movements seem to surpass what one might expect from a person in a costume. Moreover, the environment of Logan Canyon, with its dense forests and remote areas, is often cited as ideal Bigfoot territory. It's quite fascinating to see how close we might be to uncovering the existence of these elusive creatures. The debate about Bigfoot's existence has been ongoing for decades, and footage like this adds fuel to the fire. Skeptics, however, might argue it's a hoax or a misidentification, while believers see it as more evidence of Bigfoot's reality. What are your thoughts on the footage, Bigfoot or not? Technology's advancing so quickly it's crazy. Check out these delivery robots in Santa Monica, California.
It's delivering somebody's shit. I never seen one. Oh my God.
These are delivery robots that are deployed to deliver orders. They're so intelligent that it almost feels like a dream. They're capable of knowing when to move and even wait for cars to drive by before they continue their journey. It's not only cars, though. They're capable of recognizing humans and acting the same.
For Coco, if whatever it's doing is delivering something, so somebody's ordering here, it's going to deliver it to them. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get.
These delivery robots use a mix of machine learning, computer vision, and sensor fusion technology. They analyze their surroundings, interpret visual information, and make quick decisions to navigate effectively. As innovative as these things are, it seems not everyone is comfortable around them. You know, the robots are gonna take our jobs saga. What's your take on these delivery bots, though? A futuristic marvel or a glimpse into a tech-driven future that's both a tad freaky? In this bizarre footage, a man finds the tail of a snake sticking out of his door. Not one to shy away, he attempts to coax it out with a stick. But lo and behold, the stick doesn't cut it. Instead, he ends up pulling out a massive cobra, neck flared out, ready to strike. The startled man leaps back, chucking the stick like a hot potato. It's quite a funny sight, but let's not forget this is a cobra we're talking about. The man's instinctive reaction to create distance is a smart move when dealing with such a creature. Cobras are venomous snakes, and their venom serves as a crucial tool for hunting and self-defense. This venom is capable of causing paralysis in their prey, ultimately leading to successful predation. Luckily for the man, the snake decides not to launch an attack. The footage left us on the edge, and boy, are we glad that man's safe. Back in 2018 in the UK, someone captured footage of strange pinkish orbs floating in the night sky. These mysterious lights drifted away, leaving onlookers baffled and intrigued. Then in 2021, the same glowing orbs were seen again, this time in Spain, prompting even more speculation. These orbs can't be fireflies, as they're much larger and higher up in the sky. Witnesses described them as eerily beautiful and otherworldly. I know that sounds conflicting, but that's the same vibe I get watching them. The reappearance of these orbs in different locations years apart raises many questions. There's some form of advanced technology, natural phenomenon we don't yet understand, or perhaps something even more extraordinary. I have my thoughts, but share yours on the subject. Can someone explain to me what in the aquatic world could be going on here? A pet fish owner went to drain the water out of the fish tank while the fish was inside. As he opened the valve for the water to drain out, something bizarre happened. The water started going down, but the fish remained at the top of the tank swimming in the air. When I saw this, it looked very trippy. I mean, this is not possible. It's as if the fish is defying the laws of physics. Could this be some kind of optical illusion or trick? Maybe there's an invisible layer of water that's keeping the fish suspended, but that doesn't make any sense either. Or could it be some clever video editing trick that's making it look like the fish is floating in midair? Whatever the explanation, it's definitely one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. This was the original thing I wrote until Julius came out of nowhere, looked at the clip, laughed, and said, "Double tank." If anyone understands what's going on or what he said, please explain in the comments section. Still on meteors, this next footage is another alleged one.
Hello?
Hey, where's mom?
She should be at home.
Okay.
In the footage, we can see that there are thousands of lights painting the sky. Now, we've all heard about the beauty of meteor showers, right? Meteor showers can be a spectacular sight where the night sky turns into a canvas adorned with streaks of light as the meteors make their fiery entrance. But wait a minute. Something about this looks a bit off, doesn't it? The usual meteor shower might not resemble this bizarre dance of lights. So the million-dollar question, are these truly meteors, or is there something else at play in the cosmic arena? Again, if there are experts here, we'd love to hear from you. A woman and her daughter drove to a camp in a remote location surrounded by mountains and hills. As they traversed the road below, the scenic beauty inspired the woman to take a panoramic view of the breathtaking landscape. But here's where it gets interesting. As she's recording, she spots someone walking off a steep mountainside. She brings her daughter's attention to the person on the mountainside, but her daughter can't see. Nonchalantly, she films it to show her later. When they set to review the footage, they discovered something truly bizarre. The figure was not just any person, it was an enormous being with broad shoulders and what seemed like fur covering its body. As they zoomed in on the footage, it became increasingly evident that this was not a human being captured in the video. Had the woman and her daughter unintentionally documented a sighting of a Bigfoot? That's what most who saw the footage believed they had done. Having seen it, what do you think? In various religious traditions, angels are considered to be spiritual beings created by a higher power, such as God or a supreme deity. They are highly revered and play a significant role in different religions.
Angelic vision at sunset on this night of the papal election. We had more than a few viewers write in saying that they spotted this cloud and they say it resembles an angel.
On a day that was not disclosed but rumored to be the day a pope was named, a peculiar sighting made it to the news. It was a uniquely shaped cloud that was spotted over Palm Beach County. The cloud appeared to be in the form of a giant being with widespread wings resembling an angel. It's worth noting that although some natural phenomena cause people to see clouds shaped like familiar objects, this particular cloud was distinct due to its unusual shape. The interesting thing also is the fact that many saw it as well. Take this comment, for instance. It's important to keep in mind that although angels are not considered to be cloud beings, their depiction as winged beings has been a common theme throughout history, making the sighting a fascinating and thought-provoking one.
This was sent in by Rob just a few minutes ago. You can see that cloud angel off in the distance, high in the sky, around sunset.
During the recent total solar eclipse, a family decided to head out to witness the celestial event. However, after the eclipse, they were in for a surprise when they spotted something questionable in the sky.
Whoa, what's that? Oh my, I knew it's a left-wing cover-up. This is what they're covering up.
What is that?
Take a picture. Take a picture. TMZ will buy it.
It's a drone?
Drones don't light up like that. That's an alien right there.
Looking toward the horizon, they noticed a glowing red sphere amidst the clouds. The sun was setting at this time, and the clouds were getting darker, but there was a mysterious red glow in the sky that caught their attention. The strange red light persisted for a while before fading into nothingness, but the family was left with several questions. What could this glowing red sphere have been, and where did it come from? Could it have been related to the lunar eclipse or something else entirely? A number of individuals who saw it thought it was a flare. One individual, however, insisted it was a CERN portal that had been exposed by the eclipse. A small section stated that they also experienced it, but couldn't explain what it was. I did some digging around and couldn't come up with anything. These sightings have piqued the interest of many, and it's unclear what they signify. What do you think that they could be?
Holy, what the hell is that? It confirmed that the eclipse is a cover-up for alien activity.
Jonathan, look at it.
The deep state is lying to us.
Look at it.
This next one was sent in by two farmers who spotted a large creature covered in orange fur. In typical fashion, when the creature saw them approach, it dashed away. They weren't sure what it was, and looking at the footage, I can't say either. On second thought, could it actually be a large body size, unique fur, and a talent for avoiding humans? Folks, I think these farmers may have just run into the legendary Sasquatch. One thing bothers me, though. It has a much brighter fur than we're used to seeing. Aaron is convinced it's a Sasquatch. I am, well, partially, but then again, what do you guys think of this one? Real, fake, Sasquatch, or something else? Next, we have an eerie sight from the streets of Turkey you don't see every day. And yes, that is an actual road with a long crack, pulsating as though it were breathing. The immediate question that comes to mind is, what could be causing this? Is the Earth alive and harboring some mysterious energy beneath the surface? While believers in the paranormal think so, the logical and scientific find it laughable. They believe there's a more logical explanation for the whole thing. One plausible explanation is that the crack is responding to changes in pressure, causing it to contract and expand. To them, it's not the Earth breathing, but rather the result of dynamic forces at play beneath the surface. What's your take on this pulsating road, a dance of the Earth, or perhaps just a geology problem? A group of men were on a hiking expedition in a dense forest when they came across an intriguing circular structure. The object had a mirror-like surface that reflected the sunlight, and its edges emitted a faint glow that seemed to pulsate. Upon closer inspection, the men noticed that the structure was perfectly symmetrical and had a diameter of approximately 10 feet. The original poster speculated that the object may be some sort of portal, but there is no verifiable evidence to support this theory. The men who found the structure did not provide much information about its origin or purpose. There were no visible markings or signs of wear and tear that might suggest how long the object had been there. The group of men did not attempt to touch the object or interact with it in any way, perhaps out of fear or uncertainty about its properties. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the discovery of this mysterious structure has sparked much interest and speculation. Some have suggested that it could be a remnant of an ancient civilization, while others believe it to be a natural phenomenon. The truth, however, may never be known, but the enigma of this object continues to captivate the imaginations of those who are interested in the unknown. What are your thoughts on this? But eclipses are not the only strange things. This footage was taken of a person's eyes, and look at that. The eye just switched into what looks like slits, reptilian eyes. Now, there have been numerous accounts and conspiracies of shape-shifting lizard people who live among us. Their giveaway is this: they have inner transparent eyelids that blink sideways apart from the normal human eyelids. And when that happens, for a split second, their eyes change from human to reptilian. Some people who support the shape-shifting reptilian theory think that these creatures are from outer space and have come to Earth to influence and dominate humans. They believe that reptilian beings are from different planets or dimensions and have high-tech abilities to appear as humans or other creatures, letting them blend in among us. In Xinjiang, people have been noticing these things in the sky. These patterns you see are birds. According to the owner of the footage, this was not the first time. The birds have been making these strange patterns in the sky since February of 2023. What could be causing these birds to do these strange performances in the sky? Upon closer examination, ornithologists and experts have weighed in on this intriguing phenomenon. They suggest that the behavior of these birds could be attributed to various factors, such as changes in their migratory patterns, alterations in local weather conditions, or even natural instincts triggered by environmental shifts. While these explanations provide scientific insight, the local community has also speculated on more mystical interpretations. Some residents wonder if these mesmerizing patterns hold a deeper meaning. Perhaps these animals are trying to tell us something. What's your take on this winged spectacle, a natural phenomenon, or maybe a hint of something more mysterious in the air? Get ready for a mind-bender. Picture this: a plane caught on camera, seemingly hanging out in the sky without budging. Planes, as far as we know, don't come equipped with mid-air stops or traffic signals, so when you see one hovering without a care in the world, it's enough to make you question the laws of aviation. The idea of a glitch in the matrix seems like the best explanation for this. After all, there's no logical explanation. Unless, of course, the aliens are responsible. I mean, take a second look and think about it. What else could be responsible for this? If you thought that was bizarre, then nothing can prepare you for what's coming. Take a look. Yes, I know that's eerie looking, but that's actually a delicacy enjoyed by many Indonesians. I was worried and thought that this could lead to some disease or worse, death. I decided to do some research, and you wouldn't believe what I saw. No, people aren't turning into aliens, and neither are they going to become zombies by eating this. What you're seeing on your screen is called Timberlook, scientifically known as Bactinophorus thoracites. Timberlook is a unique wood-boring mollusk often found in the brackish waters of Indonesia. Despite its worm-like appearance, Timberlook is actually a type of mollusk that inhabits and feeds on rotten wood or tree trunks submerged in water. This creature has a significant ecological role, but it's also infamous for being a pest to wooden structures like boats and piers. Locally, Timberlook is valued not just for its ecological role, but also as a traditional food source. It's often consumed raw or cooked in various dishes, offering a unique, chewy texture and a flavor reminiscent of clams. Nutritionally, Tempelhoek is a powerhouse, packed with proteins, essential amino acids, omega-3 fatty acids, and various vitamins and minerals. These nutritional benefits contribute to its reputation as a health-boosting food traditionally believed to aid in conditions like depression, heart health, and even as a remedy for malaria in Papua. It's also thought to boost stamina and serve as a natural dietary supplement. So while it might not look like it, it turns out that this is actually really good for you. One question remains though. Would you eat it? The beauty of nature in its diversity, and the good news is that humans have the diversity too. I mean, we're part of nature, so we can't really dispute that. This is manifested in humans, with some having unique or unusual body parts. Look at this man. He has a bald head, and he pulls all the skin on his head from both sides into the center, creating a vertical line of raised skin. This isn't a magic trick or an illusion. This man has a rare condition called cutis verticis gyrata. Cutis verticis gyrata causes the skin on the scalp to form folds and furrows resembling the ridges of the brain. It's a fascinating yet uncommon condition, and seeing it in action is quite striking. This condition can be congenital or acquired, and while it doesn't usually cause pain, it can lead to hygiene issues if not properly managed. Despite its unusual appearance, cutis verticis gyrata is just another reminder of the incredible diversity of the human body. Fascinating, don't you agree? We visit the seashore. Someone captured this huge image while out exploring the waters. Now, some might quickly attribute it to a mere reflection of the camera lens, but there was no sun out there and the weather was cloudy. Clearly, it could not have been that. The concept of glowing orbs is often associated with many mysterious occurrences, which has led to many conspiracy theories. Some say they are extraterrestrial beings. Others think that they're related to paranormal and interdimensional occurrences, but the list is never ending. You've seen them multiple times on this channel, so what's your theory?
How much an app or your phone can learn about you just from giving it access to your camera? This is what it looks like. This is my camera, not even recording. This is in real time, and it's identifying everything in the image.
In this footage, you can see this phone accessing the camera and actively labeling every item in the room. It's like the phone knows everything about your surroundings. This looks very scary. We're not safe at all and have no privacy with our phones. While technological advancements provide exciting possibilities, they also raise important questions about privacy and data security. Being aware of app permissions and taking steps to protect your privacy helps strike a balance between enjoying the benefits of technology and safeguarding personal information. To protect your privacy, it's essential to review and manage app permissions on your device. Be cautious about granting access to features like the camera unless it's necessary for the app's functionality. Regularly check your privacy settings and app permissions to ensure that you have control over what information your apps can access. Still on strange fruits, take a look at this next clip for instance. Yes, that's a banana on the table with tentacles flailing in the air. I mean, look at it. It looks so convincingly real. While they are indeed very strange and questionable things that happen all the time, let's not forget that technology and AI are also constantly growing, making it easier to fake a lot of things. Julius, our in-house science whiz, is convinced that this is obviously CGI. I want to dispute the fact, but it's an undeniable fact that computer-generated images these days can be so real. They are so real that they blur the lines between reality and fiction. Now, what do you guys think? CGI or real? Let us know your thoughts and reason in the comments section. A clip from 1980 shows someone handling an iPhone. Yes, you heard that right, in 1980. Take a look at the bizarre footage. A journalist returned to Hiroshima to document the aftermath of the 1945 bombing. One of the strangest things he found was what appeared to be a smartphone, specifically an iPhone 13. The chilling part is that the iPhone 13 wasn't released until 2021. How did this man get a hold of such advanced technology decades earlier? In the footage, you can see the man holding the device and trying to look at his reflection, seemingly unaware that it was a phone. How is this possible? Could someone explain what's going on here? Did someone time travel, or was this technology available long before we thought it was? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one.
There's news going around that the World Economic Forum is considering a shift in our primary source of protein, from animals to insects. Yeah, you heard that right, insects. At first glance, this might seem like a sustainable and innovative solution, but there's more to the story. You would think that this decision is being made with our best interests in mind, but there are some serious concerns that need to be addressed. Many insects are known to carry parasites that can be extremely harmful to humans. These parasites can cause a range of health issues, making the idea of insects as a primary food source quite worrisome. But that's not all. Insects also contain a substance called chitin, which is a tough, fibrous material found in their exoskeletons. Unlike other animals, humans have a hard time digesting chitin. Some studies even suggest that chitin could be carcinogenic to humans, potentially leading to severe health risks if consumed regularly. So while this proposed switch to insect-based protein might sound like a step towards sustainability, it's a decision that raises many questions. Is this really the best option for our health? Or are we overlooking some significant dangers in the pursuit of an alternative protein source? Technology is advancing at an incredible pace, often in ways we don't fully realize until it's already in use. Recently, I came across something that really made me stop and think. Did you know that the Dallas Cowboys are using facial recognition technology to verify their employees? Yeah, you heard that right. The NFL is rolling out this technology across all 32 teams and in 30 stadiums. But it doesn't stop there. The Dallas police are also using facial recognition to keep tabs on criminals. If they can track people like this, imagine the scale when it's applied in a massive stadium where the system is monitoring every single person in real time. It's almost mind-boggling when you think about it. On one hand, this is a brilliant move for security, ensuring that everyone from employees to fans is who they say they are, but on the other hand, it's also quite unsettling. The idea that every face in a crowd is being scanned and tracked is unsettling. Soon this technology will go worldwide and there goes our privacy. It's a good initiative in terms of safety, but the implications are definitely something worth pondering. What do you think?
In this next clip, a man explains something rather interesting yet disturbing about the eggs we eat, especially in the US.
Story about chicken eggs that will show you exactly how corrupt the food industry is and how much the chemical industry influences it for profit. When eggs are produced in the United States, there's a sanitizer that's sprayed on them for the purpose of preventing you from getting salmonella poisoning and bacteria entering the egg, eventually spoiling it. Meanwhile, when a natural egg is produced, it has something on the outside called a bloom. This is why when you go to Europe, you see that eggs are actually not refrigerated. They're kept outside, whether in the store or at home. Why? Because the bloom protects the egg from having salmonella or bacteria enter the egg and spoiling it. So the egg already came with a natural defense against the thing that the chemicals are being sprayed on it to protect it against. Chemicals are absolutely unnecessary. Proof of it? Go to Portugal today and buy eggs from a shelf instead of a refrigerator and your health will be just fine. Seek out pasture-raised organic eggs. You don't need the industrial toxins, and make sure you share this video with everyone you know so they can also do the same thing.
Did you hear that? Eggs have a natural protective layer known as the bloom that prevents the entry of bacteria and other harmful substances. This protective layer eliminates the need for chemical sprays to be applied to eggs. So what could this mean? Are the eggs in the US not natural eggs, hence the need to be given artificial protection, or are they doing all this just for profit? I mean, if the eggs can be preserved longer, they can earn a bit more from exporting to other places. Either way, it doesn't change the fact that these are questionable practices. Eclipses are a natural phenomenon that occurs annually but in different locations around the world. Despite being a regular occurrence, people never fail to be mesmerized by it. However, many people have reported experiencing strange things during an eclipse. For instance, a woman once noticed some peculiar-looking lights on the ground in her house during an eclipse. She was not alone. Several individuals observed glowing circles in the ground during an eclipse. One of them even commented on the post and stated that they also saw these patterns last year on the 23rd of October during an eclipse. Everyone attributed this to mysterious forces surrounding the eclipse, but there was one particular comment that seemed logical. When I saw this, I also thought the same, that there was perhaps a structure at the location or even spaces between the leaves of a tree that were causing this. While this seems logical, there's no way to actually prove it. There's that slim chance that the poster might be right in their assertion after all. We don't know exactly where this footage was taken, but the person behind the camera couldn't resist pulling out their phone to capture this really terrifying scene. It was a windy night, and it seemed like a storm was about to roll in. You could hear the thunder rumbling in the distance, but what followed was far from ordinary. Instead of the usual flashes of lightning, the clouds lit up with a fiery orange glow, almost as if they were igniting from within, then quickly plunged back into darkness. This eerie phenomenon repeated itself, lighting up the sky in bursts of orange flame, making the scene look like something straight out of a nightmare. The contrast between the natural sound of thunder and the unnatural, almost otherworldly glow in the clouds is truly unsettling. What could cause such a strange occurrence? Is it some kind of rare weather phenomenon, or is there something more mysterious at play here? This footage was taken over the shores of Indonesia, and it's been causing quite a stir online. A man was taking a walk along the beach when he spotted something unusual falling from the sky. It was a long, dark object with a trail of smoke following behind it. Naturally, he captured the moment on video and it quickly went viral. The mysterious object has sparked a lot of debate, with even experts stepping in to assure the public that they are investigating it. Despite the official interest, no one has been able to identify what it is. Some people speculate that it might be some sort of balloon, but that theory hasn't been confirmed. Others suggest it could be something more out of the ordinary, perhaps even something extraterrestrial. Whatever it is, the lack of a clear explanation has only added to the intrigue. But what do you think about this mysterious object? What could it be? If that one didn't quite do it for you, we have another angel sighting that was captured in the sky over the ocean. In the video, a humanoid figure with wings appears, which some viewers have likened to an angel. Unlike the previous angel-shaped cloud sighting, this entity is a glowing white light. It's interesting to note that this is how most people imagine or believe angels to appear, as luminous beings. The sighting generated mixed reactions from the viewers. Some were convinced that this was a true angel, while others remained skeptical. They suggested that it could be a hologram projection or a blue beam projection. However, it's worth considering the possibility that it could be a natural phenomenon, such as a rare cloud formation. What are your thoughts? Do you believe it was a genuine angel sighting, or was it a projection, or something else entirely? If you doubted that, then what do you think about this clip as well? The footage on your screen was also recorded from the same area. The one who saw it posted it online, believing the jets were chasing the UFO. I mean, if anyone saw a jet fighter and a UFO in the sky, that's certain to be the first thing that came to mind. But once the clip hit the internet, people thought otherwise. They actually believed that the jet fighters were escorting the UFO instead. This made a number of them believe it had to be man-made. But is it though? Well, we can't say for sure, but many who saw the clip believe it was the real deal. They believed the spacecraft gave off a hum that could not be made up. Apparently, many others recorded and saw it as well. We did some digging around and found none of these clips, but perhaps we're searching in the wrong places. What do you guys think? Real or not? Did you know many individuals who have come across Bigfoot sightings in places of sleep have always noticed rock stacks? This clip was uploaded to one of our paranormal platforms by Rodney, who stated that he was out exploring and capturing as much of the outdoors as possible. After capturing and recording to his heart's content, he went home to review his work and adventure, and that's when he saw it. Although quite a distance from him, he could see it peeking and hiding in the bushes. Pay attention to the upper left corner, else you might miss it. Now, when this was uploaded, Bigfoot enthusiasts were excited and wouldn't stop talking about it. Those, just like you and I, were skeptical and stated that the quality of the clip was too low to determine if what we were seeing was indeed Bigfoot. But then again, you've seen the clip yourself, so what do you think? When it comes to Bigfoot sightings, we usually hear about an ape-like creature standing around 8 feet tall, almost human-like, covered in hair. However, the image you're looking at right now challenges that common description. This blurry headshot was taken years ago by the late Scott Carpenter, who firmly believed that he had captured footage of a Bigfoot. But here's where it gets interesting. This creature's face doesn't match the typical Bigfoot description. Instead, it has an eerie, almost human-like appearance with features that resemble something wearing an eye mask that covers only the upper half of the face. The chin, mouth, and jaw look distinctly human. Scott Carpenter suggested that Bigfoot might look different depending on where they're from. Could this be true? Are we looking at a regional variation of Bigfoot, or is this something entirely different? What are your thoughts? I have seen animals do strange things, but this next clip is just on another level. A cow chewing on wires from a transformer? Well, that's a new one. We often hear about goats eating just about anything, but a cow? This is truly strange. Despite all the grass going around it, this cow chose to munch on a bunch of plastic and copper wires instead. It's a perplexing sight to say the least. By the look of things, it seems there's no power running through those wires, otherwise this cow would have long been a barbecue. That doesn't change the fact that it's a bizarre and somewhat alarming scene. What do you think could have driven this cow to chew on wires instead of the abundant grass? Is it just a peculiar behavior, or could there be something more to it? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'd really love to hear your take on this unusual event. Brazil is no exception to the strange phenomena that has been appearing in our skies all over the globe. Take a look at this clip that was sent in recently. The clip shows a glowing object that resembles an arch with a bright orb at the center that blinks with light. The entire structure glows, looking entirely unnatural in the sky. Members of the paranormal community where this was shared are torn on what this object could be. Some believe it's a drone, while others suggest it's an angel, as described in the Bible and ancient texts. Others think it might be a demon rather than an angel. However, skeptics argue that this is simply a hologram projection. What do you make of this mysterious sighting? Could it be a supernatural being, an advanced piece of technology, or just an elaborate hoax? Share your thoughts. A tourist was out camping in the woods of Lancashire, London. Why, you ask? Well, after a long day of hiking, he had to find a spot to stay for the night. As he had his camera rolling, he suddenly felt the unnerving sensation of being followed. When he turned to look behind him, he saw something truly unsettling. A creature covered in thick, dark fur creeping up on him. The creature walked on two legs with its face obscured by the shadows, but it was clear that this wasn't a Bigfoot. So what exactly is it? Well, some believe this was a sighting of the elusive Dogman, but given how close this creature was to the man, it raises a chilling question. If this was real, how did the man escape unharmed? This makes me question the authenticity of the footage. What do you think, though? Is this sighting real or just another fake? The person behind the camera was passing by a closed shop with large glass windows. At first glance, you might think those are just stains or spots on the walls and floor, but not. Those are all insects. Would you look at that? Insects are crawling all over the walls and covering the floor like a living carpet. It's hard to tell exactly what kind of insects they are, but the sight is undeniably disturbing. The way they blanket the entire area makes the scene almost surreal, like something out of a horror movie. But you have to ask, why are so many insects gathered in one place? Is it some kind of infestation? Anyone with answers is allowed to educate the rest of us. While exploring the mysterious depths of the ocean, someone scooped up some truly bizarre creatures. At first glance, they resemble tiny starfish, but their distinctive features quickly set them apart. Their tentacles are thin and vivid red, giving them a striking appearance that looks more like flattened spiders with 5 legs. While you might be tempted to conclude they're alien, these fascinating beings are known as brittle stars. Unlike their more robust starfish cousins, brittle stars are delicate and almost ethereal. Their limbs twist and turn with an eerie fluidity, adding to their otherworldly charm. Brittle stars are a captivating reminder of the ocean's endless mysteries and the incredible diversity of life it harbors. This next footage was sent in by a subscriber. They captured a strange creature flying close to the camera, and they believed it could be a fairy. The creature flew by pretty fast, and when you zoom in, it does seem to have long legs, but that's about all you can make out. It's hard to say for sure what it is. Some might argue it's just a wasp or another type of insect, given the blurry quality and fast movement. But then again, who knows what mysterious creature might be out there that we haven't yet discovered? What do you think? Is this just a common insect, or could it really be a fairy? This footage was taken in a hospital, and it shows something rather unexpected. There's a thin trail of blood on the floor starting from behind a cabinet, and when you follow it, you find the cause, a small leech. But what is a leech doing in a hospital room? One comment sheds some light on this fascinating scenario. Been there, seen it. We used leeches on reattached fingers and toes to promote healing by removing waste products and ensuring blood flow to the surgical area.
They are amazing little creatures, and many appendages have been saved by them. However, as they do their job, the leeches expand until they fall off. If I didn't get back to the room by the time they fell off, I'd often have to follow the blood trail to find the little guys. It's incredible to think that these tiny creatures play such a significant role in modern medicine. Leeches are used to help ensure blood flow to surgical areas, especially in cases where fingers or toes have been reattached. Their natural ability to promote healing is something doctors have harnessed for years. It's fascinating and a bit eerie to imagine following a blood trail in a hospital to find one of these little helpers. I wonder what other surprising uses they have in their medical field. A man was parked outside a hospital after visiting a loved one when something caught his eye. Just as he was about to drive off, he noticed a strange sight and quickly took out his phone to record it. Emerging from the entrance was a human-like figure, almost like white smoke slowly drifting out. It wasn't a person, and it definitely wasn't fog or steam from the building. It moved with purpose, almost as if it had a mind of its own. The shape was distinct, resembling a person walking right out of the hospital doors, but it had an otherworldly, ethereal quality to it. Did this man just capture footage of a ghost? It sure looks like it, and with a setting as eerie as a hospital known for its connection to life and death, it's hard not to wonder if he encountered something supernatural. Hospitals are often rumored to be haunted, with stories of lingering spirits who have unfinished business or simply can't move on. Could this be one of those spirits? Here we have another footage of another set of eyes doing the exact same thing. Now, these are just two of numerous clips of individuals captured having these slit eyes. I mean, it could just be editing, but when you look closely, this thing looks too real to be edited. So could the theories be true? Are we witnessing evidence of extraterrestrial beings living amongst us, disguised as humans? Or are these occurrences simply the product of optical illusions or digital manipulation? It's hard to say, and there's no way to prove any of this, but if it's true, then we are in serious trouble, don't you think? In the video clip that follows, we get a glimpse of another sighting of the sky, where a cloud resembling a human figure is seen, albeit without wings this time. The cloud being has its arms spread out as if it were running, and at one point there seems to be movement in its hand. While it could be argued that this is merely a case of pareidolia or moving clouds, there is always the possibility of something more significant going on. As more people gathered around to observe the cloud, something strange happened. The human-like cloud suddenly vanished into thin air as if it were aware of its surroundings and was intentionally disappearing. This raises more questions about what it could have been. Was it an angel, as some people believe, or was it simply a case of pareidolia? Alternatively, it could have been a hologram projection in the sky or some other phenomenon that we have yet to understand. Without more information, it's going to be difficult to say what exactly was going on in the sky that day. But what do you think it was?
Okay, so I will say I'm stupid for drinking. That knife fell out of that little knife container thingy. No. This is all because, dude, this is getting dangerous, bro. You're gonna cut yourself.
A man captured this chilling footage in the middle of the night when he went into the kitchen and found one of the knives lying over a bowl. As he was talking, something truly disturbing happened. One of the knives from the knife rack suddenly flung out and embedded itself perfectly into the wooden floor. Now let's pause for a moment. The knife was stored in such a way that it's practically impossible for it to just uproot from the rack on its own, let alone fly out and land so precisely into the wood. The physics just doesn't add up. What makes this even more unsettling is that the man behind the camera is calmly communicating with whatever entity might be present. There's no panic in his voice, which might make you wonder, could this be real or just an elaborate hoax?
No. 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 This is all because, dude, this is getting dangerous, bro. You're gonna cut yourself.
When you buy your own ticket, you can put that you're a kid, or you can do senior citizen. Do y'all see that? What was that? Did you see that? Yeah, what was that?
This lady was allegedly at a gym recording and making vlogs. You know, the thing that most individuals in the gym do instead of working out. Yeah, that. She was out there doing exactly that when she noticed something transparent come out of her and leave. Obviously, if anyone genuinely has such an experience, they'd be shaken up and quite scared, which is how she reported feeling. The big question on hers and everyone else's mind when she uploaded the clip was, what is that? Do we have an answer now? Well, no, but we can speculate. Aaron thinks it could be an apparition if the clip is genuinely true. Julius refused to comment because he thinks it makes him sound negative. There were some in the comments, however, who said what I imagine Julius would have loved to say. It's not real. There were some who, however, shared theories on what it could be. As you can see, some of the comments were nice, saying it might be water vapor, whereas others thought it was a vape. There were some mean comments too, like this person who said it was probably a ghost or spirit leaving her body because she wouldn't shut up. What say you? What do you also think about this?
Do y'all see that? What was that? Did you see that? Yeah, what was that?
Like that wasn't strange enough, someone witnessed another strange situation during a solar eclipse in October 2023. For those who haven't experienced it, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, blocking all or part of the Sun's light. In the video, there appears to be 3 heavenly bodies visible. The first one is a brighter sphere in front, followed by a darker one behind it, and then another brighter sphere behind the dark one. This made the one who recorded the clip believe there was another moon rising. Someone in the original post also saw something similar and shared it. If you know anything about astronomy or our celestial bodies, you know the Earth is supposed to have just one moon. This begs the question, where from the third celestial body? Naturally, this post generated a lot of conspiracies. Some even thought this was a sign that the aliens were behind this. Some also thought that the spirit world and the physical world became connected during these eclipses. One user, however, stated it was not any of these. It's the reflection of the camera lens, he said. We didn't have our cameras out to film during the eclipse, but we know that's definitely possible. The question now is, which of these reasons is the most accurate? Share your thoughts.
Does any of you know what this is? Does it drink human blood? Does it bite? Would it suck my soul out? I know someone amongst you has the answer, so please share. This is our bonus segment, by the way, and you could make a name for yourself with the right answer.
Walking along here, I run into this tree with this stupid grin on his face. It's just like the most perfect tree face I've ever seen.
The man behind his camera found this tree in the woods. That's pretty eerie, isn't it? Trees aren't supposed to have faces, but here we are, looking at a tree that seems to be staring right back at us. The natural placement of these holes almost perfectly mimics a human face, making it seem like the tree is alive in a way that's more than just its usual biological sense. What's even more intriguing is that it doesn't seem like anyone carved those features into the tree. They look completely natural, as if the tree just grew that way. It's almost like something out of a fairy tale or folklore where trees come to life and have their personalities. Could this just be a coincidence, a quirk of nature, or is there something more to it? What do you think?
He's like a little less happy, you know, he's just more is what it is kind of tree.
Someone stumbled upon this strange and eerie figure floating in the sky. The figure appeared to resemble a person dressed in a long robe with their arms stretched out in front of them, as if they were reaching out towards something or perhaps someone. This naturally left many people puzzled. Could this be some sort of advanced hologram, an elaborate trick of the light, or something even more mysterious? It's hard to say, but this is one I would love to hear your thoughts on. Someone recently shared some intriguing footage of a mysterious entity wiggling around in a thick, clear liquid in their bathtub. The creature was submerged in the viscous liquid, making it difficult to identify exactly what it might be. Its movements were peculiar, almost otherworldly, sparking both curiosity and a touch of unease. As you watch the footage, there's something undeniably off about it. The way the creature moves seems almost too fluid, too surreal, like something crafted with CGI. The bizarre undulations and lifelike motion make you question whether this is an elaborate digital trick or a genuine anomaly caught on camera. You watched the clip. What are your thoughts? Things just got a whole lot more interesting in the scientific world. Scientists at Rice University have discovered something groundbreaking. It's a bacterium that breathes out electricity. Yeah, you heard that right. This microorganism doesn't just survive in extreme environments, it also releases electrons, effectively producing a current of electricity. The way it works is through naturally occurring molecules called naquithoquinones. These molecules help the bacteria transfer electrons similar to how a battery discharges energy. What's even more fascinating is that these bacteria don't need oxygen to survive. This makes them especially useful in harsh or oxygen-deprived environments like deep underground in polluted water or even in space-like conditions. Scientists believe this discovery could lead to a powerful new development. Imagine future tech powered by bacteria or remote sensors running on microbial energy in places where regular batteries wouldn't stand a chance. It's small, it's invisible to the eye, but it could be a game changer in power generation. And with that, we end today's episode. Thank you for staying with us. Before you go with our clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't. Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you record yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. I've been Steve. This has been Classified Captures. Thanks for staying with us. Share this with someone you love, and I'll see you in the next one.